In the world of politics, the line between ambition and accountability is often blurred, but Keir Starmer's scandalous actions have definitively crossed it. The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom now stands at the centre of an unprecedented storm, one that not only threatens his leadership but could have lasting consequences for the future of British democracy itself. Starmer's deliberate lies regarding the £200 million promise to Scotland's Grangemouth refinery, a promise that didn't exist, are no longer a simple matter of broken campaign pledges. They are a criminal act, a betrayal of the public trust, and a glaring example of the dangerous depths to which political leaders can sink when they prioritise their own ambitions over honesty and integrity. When Starmer made his bold declaration at the Scottish Labour conference, claiming that his government had secured £200 million for the future of Scotland's only oil refinery, the crowd erupted in applause. The workers, already on edge due to months of uncertainty over their jobs, had been offered what they believed to be a lifeline. In that moment, Starmer was not just a politician delivering a speech, he was a savior in their eyes. He presented himself as the man who would protect their livelihoods and secure their future. But as investigations unfolded and the truth came to light, it became clear that the £200 million he had promised was nothing more than a mirage. The money was never secured, the National Wealth Fund Starmer referenced could not be used in the way he described, and the government documents to back his claims were nowhere to be found. This was no mere misstatement or error in judgment. This was a calculated lie. A lie that Starmer knew would be exposed. A lie that he perpetuated despite knowing full well that it had no basis in reality. He had taken a desperate situation and used it for political gain, gambling with the livelihoods of workers and the trust of the British people. When the legal challenges began, rather than stepping up to admit his error and take responsibility, Starmer doubled down. He stubbornly defended his false claims even under oath. This was not the action of a man with the best interests of the country at heart. It was the behavior of a politician determined to hold on to power at all costs. The political fallout has been swift and severe. Parliament has erupted in chaos, with calls for Starmer's resignation coming not just from the opposition, but from within his own party. Labour MPs, who once stood firmly behind their leader, are now questioning his ability to lead. If a Prime Minister can lie about something as significant as the future of thousands of workers, what else might he be hiding? The very foundations of his leadership have been shaken, and with each passing day, it becomes clearer that his position is increasingly untenable. The backlash has been brutal, with hashtags like #Stormalade and #Grangemouth scandal trending on social media. The public feels betrayed, and rightly so. Starmer's actions have raised a critical question. Can we ever trust this government again? However, the most damning aspect of the scandal lies in the latest revelations. Independent journalists have uncovered a trove of internal government communications, including emails and meeting transcripts, that suggest Starmer and his inner circle knew all along that the £200 million was a fabrication. High-level officials warned against making such a promise, pointing out that it would be legally impossible to secure the funding in the manner Starmer claimed. Yet, Starmer chose to make the promise anyway, knowing full well it was false. This premeditated deception is the final nail in the coffin for Starmer's credibility. Not only did he lie to the public, but he and his aides also orchestrated a deliberate cover-up to deceive the British people for political gain. As pressure mounts for Starmer to resign, the question arises, should we allow this kind of behaviour to go unpunished? If Boris Johnson was forced to resign over misleading Parliament, why should Starmer be given a free pass? The public cannot afford to let this slide. Political leaders must be held to the highest standard of integrity, especially when their actions directly affect the lives of ordinary citizens. Starmer's conduct is a breach of that trust, and it cannot be ignored. The Labour Party must take immediate action to distance itself from a leader who has shown himself unfit for office. The implications of this scandal go far beyond Starmer's resignation, though. The very nature of our democracy is at stake. When politicians lie to the public and manipulate the truth for personal or political gain, they undermine the trust that is essential for democracy to function. The government must be accountable to the people, and when leaders like Starmer betray that trust, it creates a dangerous precedent. If we allow Starmer to get away with this, we send a message that dishonesty and deceit are acceptable in politics. And that is a message that no democracy can afford to send. In conclusion, the Starmer scandal is a defining moment for British politics. It is a moment that will shape the future of the Labour Party, the political landscape, and the very integrity of our government. If Keir Starmer refuses to resign, the pressure must be relentless, and the calls for accountability must grow louder. This is not just about one politician's lies, it's about the integrity of our entire political system. If we allow this to go unchallenged, we risk losing something far more valuable than a political leader. We risk losing faith in the very system that underpins our democracy.